Well, hello. Welcome to this time we have today for midday prayer and reflection, a chance to be together a little bit and to ground ourselves in the middle of the day with some prayer. It's good to be able to have these connections, and thank you for being with me. Today is one of those days I'm looking out the window that feels like a snow day. I guess it is snowing in somewhere in Maine. It feels like a day to put on a turtleneck and stay small, stay close to home. It's a good day for prayer. I propose we begin with a prayer that I've been praying each morning. It's actually called a prayer for morning, and it's found on page 461 of the Book of Common Prayer. But it seems like a good prayer, and you've told me it is, for these times. The Lord be with you. Let us pray. This is another day, O Lord. I know not what it will bring forth, but make me ready, Lord, for whatever it may be. If I am to stand up, help me to stand bravely. If I'm to sit still, help me to sit quietly. If I'm to lie low, help me do it patiently. And if I'm to do nothing, let me do it gallantly. Make these words more than words, and give me the Spirit of Jesus. Amen. By way of a reflection today, I'm going to return to a book I don't think I've shared with you. It's high on my bookshelf and has been part of my life for many years. It's called Living on the Border of the Holy. It's by an Episcopal priest named William Countryman. It's written for all of us, lay and ordained, and it speaks to how we are with our God, how we find God, how we wonder where God is in our lives and in our world. These questions are top of mind because they were the focus of last evening's reflection at Eventide that Aaron Hoffman offered us, and they rested with me, and I know with everyone who heard him speak. And our prayer invites us to wonder where God is and how God would direct us or guide us. Bill Countryman has an idea for us, a metaphor, if you will, a way of looking for God, and he uses geography. Geography, he has this notion that we should think of God as ourselves living on the border of a country, a holy country. Let me use his words, they're clearer than my own. He writes, "It can be helpful to imagine our human encounter with the holy as life in a border country. It is a country in which, at privileged moments of access, we find ourselves looking over from the everyday world into another, into a world that undergirds the everyday world, limits it, defines it, gives it coherence and meaning, and drives it. Yet this hidden world, this holy country, is not another world, but the familiar world discovered afresh. It is the everyday world seen at new depth with new comprehension. It's like discovering that small part of the iceberg we're familiar with is buoyed up by a much larger mass of ice beneath the surface. In the border country, one discovers connections, roots, limits, meaning. To live there for a while is like having veils pulled away. In the long run, we find that the border country is in fact the place we have always lived, but it is seen in a new and clearer light. It can be helpful to imagine our human encounter with the holy as life in a border country. I love that for two reasons, and it has stuck with me over time. First, it honors where we are. It says God has made where we are, has made us in our place here with each other, sometimes ordinary, sometimes extraordinary, sometimes beautiful, sometimes terrible, but we are where we are. And that image that God is part of that country honors that clarity of our own existence and value of our own existence. That's a good thing. The second reason I love this notion of living in a border country where we look over the ordinary to see God's presence is because the ordinary is not all that we've been given. We've also been given great purpose and meaning and beauty and wondering, which takes us beyond ourselves, takes us beyond our immediate setting into a place, if you will, to use his metaphor of geography, takes us to a place where we see deeper, where we see that vast iceberg below the tip, where we see and wonder and can imagine how God would have us be in this day, if we are to stand bravely, for example. I leave you with that. I hope that image, that notion that we are invited to be where we are, and that's a good thing. And from that place, from that perch, from that posture, we are to reach out and beyond ourselves to experience the sacred in our midst. Amen. Thank you for being with me for this moment. Be well today.